Right, this is the work solutions to the 2022 Paper 2 Foundation tier. So for question 1, I want to round 1,476 to the nearest 10. So I would draw my line there, and 76 is above 75, so I'm going to round it up. So you should have got 1,480. Question 2. Okay, I want to subtract 3/10 from 1. Okay, 1 whole 1 is 10/10. So 10/10 subtract 3/10 gives me 7/10. Question 3 gives me a list of numbers and I want to write down the mode. Okay, so the mode is the one that appears the most. So in that list of numbers, you should get the answer 3. For number 4, we want to write down a 3-digit number that is a multiple of 5. So any multiple of 5. So I'm just going to write out the 5 times tables. No, not the 3 times table. Okay, and I'm waiting until I get to 3 digits. Okay. So it can be any 3-digit number. So something that's in the 5 times table. Okay, I'm going to go for 300. So it doesn't matter what number it is. Any number that is a multiple of 5 is fine. My number is 300. Could have had 500. Could have had a lot of things. Right, if I want to turn a decimal into a percentage, 0.4 is the same as 4 out of 10. So if I want to turn that into a percentage, I can multiply the top and the bottom by 10 to make 40 out of 100. So that would give me 40%. Okay, number 6. I want to order these numbers. So my negative numbers, I've got -11, -7, -2. And then my positive numbers, I've got 3, 8, and 10. Easy peasy. Number 7. Okay, my polygon has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So it's therefore called a hexagon for part A. For part B, we were looking at the sides that are parallel. Okay, so the parallel lines are CD and AF. And then perpendicular, we've got AB is perpendicular to AF and EF. It does only ask for one, so you could have AB or EF. Number 8 is just write down the coordinates of a point, so 3, 2, so 3 along and 2 up. So that's part A. For part B, we want to mark across where the coordinates -4, 3 is. Okay. So we want to go along -4 and up to 3. So that is our point B. And then for part C, we'll need to draw a circle. So I'm going to put the centre 1 minus 1 in. Okay, so 1 minus 1 would be there. And it's got to have a radius of 4 centimetres. Okay, so because it's centimetre grid, every number is 1 centimetre. So if I'm at 1, then I need to go back 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my circle's going to end here. Okay, these small numbers in the positive direction. Okay, and if I go 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to go to there. Okay, the same downwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go down to there and up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you've got a compass, hopefully you can do this a lot better than I can. Oh, should go through that point. Okay, so make sure it goes through those points. If you've got a compass, obviously it should be accurate enough to do that anyway. Question 9. Okay, so we're looking at the number of houses sold by an estate agent on this graph. And how many houses sold in February means we're going to look up to February and then have a look. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the lines is equal to 10. So every line is equal to 2. So if we go up to February, we can see there is a 23. And the ratio of the number of houses in January to June. So January is 10. June is 1, 2, 3 lines above 50, so 56. And we normally simplify, so I can half both of those. So 5 to 28. Okay, that question doesn't ask for it in its simplest form, so they may give you the mark for 10 to 56 because it hasn't specified a simplifier. Question 10. So we've got a holiday that costs 1,428. A deposit means you pay that much upfront. Okay, so we need to subtract the deposit because this is how much she owes. This is how much she's paid. So if we subtract those, so 1,428, take away 150, we get 1,278. So this is her balance that she's left owed for a holiday. My pen is a little bit temperamental today. Okay, we then need to split the rest of that cost that she owes. So she owes that much money, we need to split that into the 6 payments. Okay, so we're then going to divide by 6. To get 213. So every month she's going to pay £213. Question 11. We want to work out the size of angle X. So I'm going to start off working out the size of ACB. Okay, using angles in a triangle. So I've got an angle of 116, I've got an angle of 25. So to find that remaining angle in the triangle, I can subtract them from 180. to get 39. Okay, and then, so I'm just put my reasons there. So angles in a triangle. It does say give a reason for each stage you're working, so therefore you do need to put that point there. So then to find angle X, it's going to be the same angle as it is vertically opposite. Okay, so you've got vertically opposite angles, which means they are the same. Question 12 is giving us a function machine which divides by 7 and then adds 5. So if our input is 28, I'm going to divide by 7 and then add 5. So I can just go 28 divided by 7, add 5, and I get 9. Okay, the next function machine has got gaps for you to fill in. So we're going to add something and then multiply by 11. So we know for 8, we're going to add something and then we're going to multiply by 11. Okay, and the answer that I'm going to get is 154. So if I'm working backwards, okay, 154, I'm going to divide by 11. So we're going to do the inverse operation. Okay, so that part there gets me 14. If I'm working backwards, I'm going to have to subtract something to end up with 18. So 14, subtract something, gives me 8. Okay, so I obviously need to subtract 8 to work out what that is, which is 6. Okay, so the missing addition in the function machine is to add 6. Question 13. I've got a two-way table with the size of the mattresses, so single, double, king, and then total, and with and without the mattress, and then the total. So we just got to sort the information from the question and put it into the right sections. So 59 didn't have a mattress with them. So the total of without mattress is 59. 45 of them were double beds. So in total, there were 45 doubles. And then 17 single beds didn't have a mattress. So 17 is going to go in there. 67 of the 83 king size beds. So there's 83 king size beds altogether. So that goes in my total. And 67 of them did have a mattress. So 67 is going to go in that top box. Okay, so we should have all the information that we need to be able to fill this in. So to fill in the gaps, we need to have a look at where we've got the most information. So if we look at my king size column, okay, I can do 83 and take away 67 to work out that missing gap, which is 16. I can then look at this whole row here, so without. So the 16 and 17 and whatever happens in the double is going to have to add up to 59. So I can do 59, take away 17, take away 16 to get 26. I can then do my total 45, take away those 26, gives me 19 up here. Okay, and then no, do I know anything else? There's 198 beds altogether. Sorry, I missed that bit off. So this is 198. So I can take away my 45, take away my 83. Don't know, there's 70 singles altogether. I can also do 198. Take away those 59. Gives me 139 up here. Okay, and then either the row or the column, it doesn't really matter. So 70 take away 17 will do. That will give me 53. So your two-way table is complete. Question 14 is testing your knowledge of inequality symbols. Okay, so if we're comparing 5/8 and 2/8, I've got 5/8 is bigger than 2/8. So think about a piece of cake. If you've got cut into eighths, 5 pieces is bigger than 2 pieces. So that should be a greater than sign. For part 2, we've got -2 times -3 is +6. We've got -3 plus 9 is also +6. Okay, so therefore the sign you're going to choose here is equals. Question 15. Okay, so we've got the number of accounts and the frequency for 300 students. Okay, so the total number of accounts. Think what this means. So we've got number of accounts and frequency. So this means there are 3 people with 0 accounts. Okay, so altogether, I'm going to add a column that says total. So if 3 people have got 0 accounts, that's still 0 accounts. If 57 people have got 1 account, that is 57 accounts. If 84 people have got 2 accounts, okay, then I want to do 2 times 84 to work out how many accounts there are altogether. So 168 accounts. I've then got 3 and 75, so 75 people have 3 accounts. So altogether, if I multiply those, it gives me 225 accounts. Then 81 people have 4 accounts. So altogether, that gives me 324 accounts. Okay, I can then add all of those up to work out my total accounts altogether. So I want to do 324, add 225, add 168, and add 57. Okay, so I've got 774. Okay, the median number of social media accounts used by these students. Okay, so altogether, there are 300 students. So I'll just put 300 there. Okay, so I'm going to add another column, which is cumulative frequency, so adding them up. So I've got 3 people that have got 0. Okay, then I've got 60 people that have got 0 and 1. Okay, then I'm going to add 84. So I'm adding them up as I go, like a running total. Got 144 people that have got 0, 1 and 2. So to find the middle of 300 students, I'm trying to find where 150 is. So if I add 75 on now, I've got 219. So the 50th value, if I wrote these all out in a list, I would write 3 zeros, so 0, 0, 0, 57 ones, etc. Okay, so my 150th number is going to be this one here, which is 3. Okay, 16 is about a scale drawing. And we've got to work out the width of the building. Okay, so my length of my building is 12.4 centimetres, which represents 62 metres. Okay, so if I want to find out what 1 centimetre is, I'm going to divide by 12.4. So 62 divided by 12.4 is 5. So 1 centimetre represents 5 metres. If I've then got a width of 9.4 centimetres, I'm going to multiply by 9.4. To get 47 metres. Question 17, I need to draw the graph of 4 minus x. Okay, now all calculators have got some sort of table function, which hopefully you know how to use. The easiest thing to do, as it's a calculator paper, is use your table function. I know this is a graphical calculator, but they are on a standard Casio as well. Okay, so if you have a look, there should be an option for table. You can just create your own table for 4 minus x. Okay, so I can see 1, 2, and 3 I'm going to use. And then just copy the values from your table. So y is 3, 2, and 1. So when you're drawing this graph, it's not going to be very accurate for me. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then you're just going to plot the set of values. So x is 1 when y is 3. X is 2 when y is 2. And x is 3 when y is 1. Okay, so you want to extend this through the whole graph. Okay, so it does go up to 7, 4. Okay, so make sure it goes through the whole graph. Question 18. There's a sign that says how many appointments were missed, and they have a total of 25.3 hours. So 115 appointments is equal to 25.3 hours. Okay, so they want to know the length of time for each appointment. Okay, so we're going to divide by 115. So 25.3 divided by 115. So 0.22 hours. Okay, but I want that in minutes. So either use the button on your calculator or multiply by 60. So that would be 13.2 minutes. Question 19. So she's splitting up these 3 kilogram box of sweets into little bags of 150 grams. So I'm going to change 3 kilograms to 3,000 grams. And she's paid £17.60. Okay, she fills up as many bags as possible and wants to make a certain profit level. Okay, so we want to see how many bags she can get. So how many 150s into 3,000? Okay, so she has got 20 bags. If she wants 35% profit, to get 35% profit, starting off with 100%, increasing it by 35, so we want 135%, which is a decimal is 1.35. So let's work out how much money she should be getting back. £23.76. Okay, so basically out of her 20 bags, she needs to make £23.76. So if we divide that by 20, that's the price she needs to charge per bag. So obviously you can't have 1.188, so we're going to make that £1.19. Question 20, we've got a tree diagram. Okay, we want to fill in the missing gaps. So we've got late and not late. Late, not late. So remember the little apostrophe means not late. Okay, so if this branch is 0.13, the probability she's not late will be 1, take away that. So 0.87. Again, the same over here. If this is 0.06, do 1, take away 0.06 to get 0.94. Okay, and then our thing that's trying to work out, so this is part A. Part B, we want the probability that the train to work and the train home will both arrive late. So we want late, late. So we're looking at this one and this one. So if you want 2 probabilities and you want 1 and the next one, you should be multiplying them. So 0.13 multiplied by 0.06. Okay, it's given to me in standard form because it's tiny. 7 point, I forgot what it is already. 8 times 10 to the minus 3. Okay, it's okay to leave it in standard form. Okay, but that would be 0.0078. So question 21 wants us to simplify, and we've got 2 powers, so x cubed and then to the power 5. And we multiply the powers together. So remember that means x cubed times x cubed times x cubed 5 times. So if we add those powers together, it's the same as multiplying that power of 3 by power of 5, which gives us x to the power of 15. For the next question, I'm going to multiply the brackets first to give me 4x plus 12 plus 28 minus 14x. And then after expanding, I can now collect the terms together. So I've got 4x subtract 14x, it gives me minus 10x, and then 12 and 28 gives me plus 40. Part C, whenever it says factorise fully in a question, the fully should indicate to you that there is more than one term that you can take out. sorry, more than one factor. Okay, so look separately at the numbers, look at the x's, look at the y's. So if we look at the numbers, 15 and 3 have both got a factor of 3 in them. X cubed and x squared has both got a factor of x squared in them. And I haven't got a y in both terms. So 3x squared, I need to multiply the 3 by 5 to get 15. And I need another x to get x cubed. Okay, and then for the second term, I've already got a 3x squared. So I just need to multiply it by y. So you would get some marks if you just took out the 3 or if you just took out the x or x squared. But to factorise fully, you need all of it. Question 22 is a transformation question. So we want to map shape S onto shape T. So I can see that it has just moved. So it is a translation. Okay, and then I want to count how many along and how many up. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going 5 to the left, so -5. And then it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. So describe your translations as vectors. Question 23 is an error interval. So we've got 90 meters to the nearest meter. So that means that my lower bound would be 89.5. And my upper bound would be 90.5. Question 24. Sorry, I've got really bad hay fever today and now my pen's not working. Right, question 24. So we have got these two festivals and we've got the area that each festival is taking place in. Okay, so if we want the area per person, I want to divide my area of 80,000 meters squared by the number of people. So 425 people can go to, so this is for Festival A. Okay, so I'm doing 80,000. Oh, let's try that again. 80,000 divided by 425. So 188 meters squared per person. I've then got Festival B. So I've got to work out the area myself, which is not too hard. So 700 by 2,000. And dividing this one by a lot more people, 6,750. So for this one, I've got 207.4 meters squared per person. Okay, so how much greater? Obviously, you want to take those away. So what's it to the nearest whole number? So 19 to the nearest whole number. And then Callum says statement about dividing by 100 to turn meters squared into centimeters squared, or centimeters squared into meters squared. Okay, so 1 meter squared is actually 10,000 centimetres squared, if you know your conversions. So he should have divided by 10,000. Question 25 is easiest if you sketch a quick diagram. Okay, so just put roughly where the points are. So we've got -3, 1. We've got -4, 9. I'm going to join up LM to make a little triangle. I know that LM to MN is 2 to 3. So N is going to be further up here. And I know the ratio of the sides is 2 to 3. So if I drew another little triangle. Okay, I know this one is 1.5 times bigger than the original triangle. So I'm going to split this first triangle into 2. So because it's 2 parts of the ratio. Okay. So if I look at my lengths, I'm going from -3 to 4. So this side here would be 7. So for my smaller triangle, 1 part of the ratio, it's 3.5. If I do the same with my y coordinates, I'm going from 1 to 9. So that side is 8. So for my triangle, if I split that in 2, it is 4. Okay. So there's my 2 parts of my ratio. Then this one is going to go into 3 parts of the ratio. Okay. So I can multiply my 3.5 by 5 to get this whole length here. And then do the same with 4. So 4 times 5 is 20. And 3.5 times 5 is 17.5. Okay, so my coordinates for N are 17.5 on from -3. So 14.5. And then 20 up from 1, was that? So 21. Okay, so not too tricky if you draw a good diagram. So we've got a £679 phone, and we're trying to decrease it every year by 4%. So if I'm starting off with 100%, I'm decreasing 4%, then I want 96%, which is a decimal, is 0.96. So every time I multiply by 0.96, I'm reducing the amount by 4%. I'm going to do that once for the first year, and then twice for the second year, 3 times for the third year. So I'm multiplied by 0.936 3 times, so to the power of 3. So we can literally just type that in our calculator. Okay, so it's going to be £600.74. Question 27. So we've got €27, gives you 18 litres. Okay, so we want this to be comparable. So if we want to turn €27 into pounds, I want to multiply it by 0.85 to get it into pounds. So that gives me £22.95 for 18 litres. Okay, so this is in Spain. Okay, if we look at what happens in Wales, we've got £40.80 for 8 gallons. Okay, now 1 gallon is 4.5 litres, so we can multiply that by 4.5. So we've got 36 litres is £40.80. Okay, if I want to make that comparable, then obviously I want the same amount. So I've got 36 litres there and 18 litres there. So I'm going to half it to get 18 litres. It's going to cost £20.40 because I've divided by 2. So it's cheaper in Wales. So Sam is not correct. As £20.40 is cheaper. So it's cheaper in Wales. And then question 28, simultaneous equations. So 5x plus 2y is 27. 6x plus 4y is 28. Now, the first thing I would say is that if you do have a graphical calculator, you can put that into your calculator because this question doesn't actually say that you need to show algebraic working. So they can't penalise you, and this means the answer would get you full marks. Okay, so if you have got graphical calculator, which you are allowed in the exam, then you can sub in 5, 2 and 27 and 6, 4 and 28. But obviously if you type it wrong and get it wrong, you've lost all your working marks. So we're ending up with x equals 6.5 and y equals minus 2.75. Okay, if you don't have graphical calculator, I will show you how to do it. And you can see what method marks you got if you did try some of the method but didn't get the right answer. So I'm going to double my first equation. So 10x plus 4y equals 54. Okay, if I then subtract those, that leaves me with 4x equals, and then I'm going to do the other side, so 54, take away 28, is 26. Okay, and then divide that by 4. Unsurprisingly, we've got 6.5. If we sub that back in, so 6 times 6.5 plus 4y equals 28. Okay, so 39 plus 4y equals 28. And then we can solve that. So I'm going to subtract 39 to get minus 11, and y is minus 11 over 4, which was your minus 2.75. Okay.